Hi, Mark. This is the first time I've done a video ever, I think. So, um, so here's what's going on for me. And I haven't told you, I haven't been straight or anything like that, but I started taking lessons from a guy here locally a while ago because I needed to have somebody here one on one that I could work through a lot of the stuff that I just I didn't have, and it just wasn't. I couldn't coach myself. In other words, I couldn't teach myself a lot of the stuff that jazz guitar lessons has there. That is an awful lot of material. As you know, that material is dense as hell. And you know where I'm coming from when I came on this thing. I didn't come from being an experienced guitarist. I didn't come from a rock or a blues background. I came from I did this when I was a teenager for a little while, and then yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Oh, and I want to be a jazz guitarist. And I'm in Colorado Jazz. I'm in a pretty nice, experienced jazz ensemble for my first go with playing with people. So it was scary for me. So I was recommended a teacher here. His name is Matt Fuller. Matt has his master's degree in jazz guitar. Matt studied with Dale Brunig for 12 years. Matt played in New York for a little while, but didn't work out, so he's back here. And he did his thesis actually on the teachings of Dale Brunig. And as you know, Dale's taught Tim O'Brien how to play. He's Bill Frisell's mentor. He's Tim O'Brien, who's I guess a hell of a bluegrass player's uh, uh, mentor. And at the same time, I'm trying to combine both being on JGL and doing these lessons. And it's been really, really interesting. He knows all about you. He knows that I'm still on jazz guitar lessons. He still knows that I participate. And I've shown him a lot of the lessons that I've worked on. I've showed him a lot of things. I don't give him the material, or that's proprietary, so it's not like that. Where if you ever think there's any like shenanigans going on, that's definitely not what's happening. Uh, he seems to. Uh, that's what I'm looking for. The way you teach and the way he teaches is very synergistic. He's very laid back. It's a different vibe than yours. Your vibe is pretty hard. It's pretty direct. His is not as direct. I go to him and say, "Give me more, give me more." When I said that I wanted to read, because that is what you recommended, he was like, "God, I wish I had more students like you that came and just said, 'Hey, I want to learn how to read music.'" It was like, bring it on. So that's what I've been doing with the Berkeley books. Um, and then he helped me really get through all these songs that I had to learn how to play in this jazz ensemble. And it's not going as fast as, say, jazzguitarlessons.net is going. I mean, it's a whole lot deeper dive. And you understand what I'm talking about. One of the things that he showed me, and he knew that I knew these arpeggios from basically, say, week 14 off all the things you are, but he really got me into studying three-note chord triads on all string sets. That's important. At least he feels that that's very important to do. Every time I do anything on the guitar, Mark, I have to call the notes out. I have to tell you what the notes are. I have to tell you what the chord is I'm playing. And and then I got to do notes up. I got to do notes down. It's mind numbing, and it's also something that's very difficult. The more I do it, the better I get. But it's challenging. It's challenging to the mind. So he had me doing a lot of triads. He also uh, gave me the seventh chords, the four-note chords on sets of four strings, which is basically drop twos. I knew a lot of that stuff, but I didn't know it. Now I know it. I understand. I also understand we're like root seven, root 5 7 3. On triads, close, all this stuff. He also gave me a whole thing on open and closed voicings. Um, he also is very well. He wants me to learn the circle of fifths, which I've been doing. He also gave me a lot of really good warm up drills. Basically, lots of what's the word I'm looking for? Dividing up the tempos, starting with quarter notes into quarter note triplets into eighth notes, eighth note triplets, swinging eighth notes, 16th notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 30 seconds up and down. I started on one finger. Now I'm doing that with all the fingers. He also gave me some stuff that Dale does. He calls it gymnastics. Basically, it's hammer-ons and then pull-offs. And it basically just take the pick and go down, and then take the pick and go up, and all fingers. It's a good warm-up. And then take all this stuff and then take it to a song and apply it to a song, which I'm all over the map with. I got the metronome running all the time. So that's what's going on with me, with him and stuff. What I'm thinking about doing is possibly staying on jazz guitar. I want to stay on the fellowship because I like it. I think I bring a lot to the Q&A calls. I think I bring a lot to the group. I just think I do. Not because I'm better, I suck. But I just like it. I love the support. What I'm thinking of doing, I also like your coaching, Mark. Your coaching is invaluable. So what I'm thinking of doing is the possibility of looking at doing paying for the jazz guitar lessons, but really, really upping my recordings. So I'm sending in videos of all the things that I'm practicing during the week. So there'll be 30-second snippets of this, 45-second snippets of that. I want to submit I want to like those songs I submitted. I haven't recorded myself in a really long time, and I really want to be in the habit that I'm committed to like recording all the time, and then just listening to it. I think I'm at that point now. I'm not intimidated by it. I'm not intimidated by the metronome. I am got to get used to playing a metronome and then turning on a recorder, but that'll all work itself out. When I played the Softly song and I played Autumn Leaves, especially Softly, I had it too fast. I actually wanted to do it naked so you could see, like, here it all is. I know if I would have turned it down, probably if I would have turned that tempo down to 100 or 110, would have been a different story. I already did that, and you could catch the triads more. And the more I learn all these things, I'm still trying to figure out the connections on the fretboard to all these things. You don't have to chase as much as I try to do. There's stuff that's just there. There's things. I also haven't really learned scales. I mean, I know scale, like he told me, here's a C minor scale. You can play that over softly. Here's a C minor scale in the 8th position, starting with this. I know what the notes are to a C minor scale, E flat, B flat, because I'm doing this enough. It's like I'm starting to figure it out. And then, of course, I got the triads. And then you could also play them and the melody and the chords. He's also challenging our guitar ensemble to have Autumn Leaves and Softly as a Morning Sunshine memorized. So I'm working on that as well. And there's a lot of stuff in all that. I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. But and again, I don't know if you think I'm full of shit or out of my mind, but again, Mark, I'm sorry. I need to have a teacher here on a regular basis that I can work with, and I'm going to stay with that because it's just important. So if I could do recordings on a regular basis and you look at them and give me feedback, I'm thinking, is it possible that could accelerate my learning curve? You could also take stuff that I'm learning from him and then maybe give feedback and refer to jazz guitar lessons so I could maybe start seeing more connections on the guitar and all that. Like, for example, when I do the drop twos, every time he calls them blocks of 4, a cycle of 4 block chords. So you're always going from, like, say, on the 12th fret, E to A, D to D, E, F, G, F to B flat. I kind of know, but I do it all the time. And as you can see, certainly it takes time to start figuring this out and knowing it. I mean, really knowing it. And I think it's valuable. And I think you would agree with me. So that's where I'm at. So am I barking up a tree? Is that something that you could help me with? Is that something that, no, kind of not really. God bless you, Gary. Do what you're going to do and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I am now going 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Segue real quickly here since I do it. Regarding your business, I see a lot of things that you could do with Jazz Guitar Lessons to maintain and keep people there. But it starts to go into individual needs for individual peoples. As things go deeper into this program or stuff and people dive deeper into the program, I think that needs to be starting to be sorted out, and people need to start getting plans to work on individual specific things. In other words, having people underneath you that maybe meet with individual people once a week or something like that. Because really, on the second year mark, if you're taking people and all they're spending is $4,000, okay? My God, I spent $12,000. Well, Stephen Visio, myself, Brad Romans, Pierre, Nizar, and we were spending $12,000 for the year with you, okay? $4,000 for lessons for people who are serious and people who want to get better, that's not that big a deal. So you could start looking at things where like, hey, we can offer this for you for more money, and this is what you'll get, more and more stuff or concentrated stuff. Stuff like that will keep people engaged and in this program. Again, that may not be your business model. Sometimes I think your business model is and you're doing great. You get the money up front, you got a fellowship that's free, and you filter all these people in there, and you can basically sit back and collect the money, which, brilliant. I mean, it's great. But at the same time, I think there's a degradation after 2 years, or maybe even into 2 years. I don't think it happens right away in 2 years, but I think it starts to become present during the 2 years. And again, it's only $4,000, and I think people just start losing interest. They don't have the discipline anymore. You've seen it. I mean, the recidivism rate is a lot. And that doesn't mean they're not getting better. It just means they're not staying on Jazz Guitar Lessons, and the whole fellowship thing seems to erode. And it has a, I'm telling you, it feels different. So I see, that's what I would do is to look at that, see what you can do to keep people in this thing, but to get them really engaged in what they're doing, as opposed to what the program is doing. And that's going to mean scaling it up. That's going to mean taking a risk. That's probably going to mean spending money. And again, all going to another level. Doing it the way you're doing it's fine, Mark. Between you and me, and I saw your W-2. I saw your balance sheet before this whole thing started. And now here you are. I don't know what you're paying to get this, but you, as far as a guitar teacher is concerned, not many people are making near the money you are. But if it's only about the money, then keep rocking on. If it's more than just the money, I think there's some things you need to look at, and I think there's some things that you could possibly do that could make a difference. And I'd be happy to kick that around with you and stuff like that. All right, man, that's about as honest as I can be. I think, is there any more honesty I could do today? No, I think that's going to do it, man. Talk to you soon.